I'm Jimmy Shuker alongside Albert Chalmers, and this is Radiant Light, a spiritual discussion podcast, additional bonus episode. I was recently invited onto a local YouTube channel called Benken here in Oskarshamn to discuss the benefits of Zen Buddhism in my everyday life. I had a lot of fun recording this interview, and Albert and I would like to share a little sample of what was recorded here with you guys now. So without further ado, please enjoy.
And you grew up in a Christian family, that's right?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
And did you go to church every week, and did you pray, or how Christian were you?
I mean, yes, I was born into a Christian family. For lack of a better term, I wouldn't say we was like a hardcore Christian family. You know, I was, when I was a young boy, I did go to Sunday school, and we did go to church on Sundays.
Okay.
But as I grew up a little bit, progressing into, say, not quite teenager years, but a bit younger than that, I did kind of fall off the wagon, so to speak. You know, we weren't always going to church every single week. But at school, at that time, the world was a bit of a different place. We were always saying the Lord's Prayer at school. So it was kind of very much a part of me growing up.
Okay.
And then as I moved into my 20s as well, out of choice, I then went back to church. And I did have a really strong phase of a good couple of years where I was going very regularly to my Christian church and exploring the religion in a bit more detail as an adult, you know?
Yeah.
So kind of as a boy, maybe stepping away from it a little bit, and then also coming back to it again in my 20s.
Okay. And some years later, you find a new religion. Can you tell us how did you find it? And
Yeah, sure. So, there's quite a lot to unpack here with this. So, I kind of see Buddhism as a bit more of a philosophy than a religion. You know, I feel like Buddhism is a philosophy that one can inject into any kind of religion or day-to-day lifestyle or culture. So firstly, I see it more as a philosophy than a religion. I mean, that's one whole other tangent that we could go on to. But in terms of how I found it, in a way it kind of found me, you know. I first visited Thailand, this was the year 2010. I mean, how old was I then? Early 20s, around about the time I was going to church quite a lot.
Okay.
And I found myself quite naturally drawn to Buddhism. You know, I don't quite know why, but I found it very interesting. I was in Thailand with my friends. Most of my friends really were just wanting to get partying and get drunk, you know, I'm sure you can imagine. But I was so curious to go and see the temples and what is... And for example, on that particular trip, I found myself naturally wanting to buy books about Buddhism, you know, in the airport and travelling through. And man, my friends really crucified me over that, you know, just made fun of me. What are you doing? Why are you interested in this? Like, it was quite strange for a guy in his 20s to be so drawn into. But that was where I was first naturally curious about Buddhism. Then as you know, I met my ex-wife, moved to Sweden. In Sweden, I feel where we have a little bit more space around us, a little bit more time to think and process things, I found myself kind of wanting to come back to Buddhism. It was something that was like a splinter in my mind, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And just naturally doing my own research, you know, I can't really put my finger on why, but wanting to look it up again and listen to, say, for example, on YouTube, you know, you can find some great educational videos to teach you a little bit about the philosophy and the background, and just found myself kind of wanting to check that out really and get more and more drawn into it.
Okay. So, can you tell us a little bit about the religion or the philosophy?
Sure.
What is it?
Okay, so that will wrap things up for now. We hope you guys enjoyed the sample of the interview there. For the full interview, you can tune into Benken's YouTube channel. We will include the link to that on our YouTube channel. And Albert and I will be back with some more fantastic content relating to Zen Buddhism in the new year. So until then, good night, God bless, and namaste.